We're going to welcome in Eddie House. Eddie House, can you see the Celtics losing to the Bulls in the first round?
No, I can't see that, and that's where analytics throw me off a little bit. We have a computer simulation. You know, that's like when you play in 2K and you simulate through the season. You lose to teams that you normally would beat, and then at the end, if you take control, you win the game, and that's what the Celtics have to do is just take control. They'll be in control, and they won't lose to the Bulls at all.
And not to mention the fact they're not going to lose 4 in a row. They haven't lost 4 games in their last 27, I don't think. So to think that they would drop 4 straight in anybody's simulation is ridiculous. So, no, I don't see that one happening either.
Okay, but our simulation did have the Celtics winning most first-round series, which should come as no surprise because, listen, the nerds, they love the Celtics, okay? The number crunchers, you look at their work and, listen, 538, for instance, says Boston is the most likely NBA champion this year with a 30% chance to hang banner number 18. You can hear the duck boats getting fired up right now. The Suns and Bucks are the only other teams with more than an 8% chance of winning the title, according to Nate Silver and company. And if the C's can find a way to win a title, it'll be the franchise's first since the quote-unquote anything is possible team of 2008. And so with that, of course, we welcome in a member of that championship team. Eddie House is back with us. Listen, the Celtics, they're allegedly the team to beat here in the NBA. Eddie, again, according to the number crunchers, thought it'd be a good chance to compare this year's team, the 2022 Celtics, with the 2008 Celtics, your Celtics. So let's start right at the top, okay? The top of the roster, the 2 studs, the 2 go-to guys, Jason Tatum v. Paul Pierce. And let's just talk about them as scorers. Eddie, which player is the better scorer, 22 Tatum or 08 Pierce?
Well, the only reason why
Always on the fence.
Longer body of work. I got to roll with P. That's my guy.
Okay.
All these things, first off, let me let y'all know this off rip. I'm not going against my squad, period. I'm not going to go against my squad. There's nobody that I'm going to say is better than anybody that was on my squad that won a championship. So let's get that out the way.
Okay.
But Tatum has a chance to score more points because more threes are taken in this game. Both dynamic scorers, both big-time players, both superstars in their own right. What Tatum has been doing here of late has took himself from just being a guy who has been talked about as maybe emerging as a star to say, I'm not emerging as a star, I'm a superstar, and talk about me in that category. So, I mean, he's fantastic, but I'm rolling with my man P. Come on.
He makes
the truth. That's why his name is the truth.
He is the truth, and the game has changed. You're right, Pierce, it felt like lived on the elbow, more threes from Tatum. But Hardy, Pierce, in terms of the clutch factor, there's really no comparison right now, right? Because the Celtics haven't even been in that many close games, it feels like, recently here.
Eddie, I know you've seen some great things in your life and your career, but watch this epic fence riding here. Are you ready for this? If we're talking about the last score, who's the better scorer? Paul Pierce. I want him taking the last shot. Every other score, I'll go with Jason Tatum. That's how I'm going to ride the fence on this one.
I like that. Political, but
yeah, you definitely you straddled it. You straddled it well. Okay. I haven't seen nobody straddle the fence that good. You did a great job of it.
I'm hoping to get a little bit of movement.
At the end of the day, you're really saying Paul Pierce.
I need a little bit of movement out of the 2 of you for the rest of these here, okay? Let's loosen up. Let's just let it flow. Here we go. Gritty point guard now. Gritty point guard. Marcus Smart, total renaissance as a player here the last 3 months. And Rajon Rondo. Eddie, we'll start with you. Who are you taking here?
I love everything that Marcus Smart is doing. Believe that. Not a traditional point guard. Nobody thought that he would be the point guard for this team. But not only is he the guy that is making the plays and getting other guys involved, he's also locking things up on the other end. And to me, that's so impressive that he's always taking the best perimeter player night in and night out. But again, if you guys don't stop asking me who I'm going to take over my guys, and I'm taking Rondo. Marcus Smart has never had an 18-assist night, right?
No, the assist numbers for Rondo.
How many triple-doubles has Marcus Smart have? And this is no shade thrown at him, okay? I'm just saying, okay, I'm rolling with my guys is what I'm saying.
Okay. And you're absolutely right. And even though Marcus's assist numbers are up, they are nowhere near the level of Rajon Rondo. Having said that, and again, you didn't put any like qualifiers on this. We're not talking about the scoring ability. You said gritty point guard. For the grittiness factor, I'm going to go with Marcus Smart because I think he is the one guy that most teams don't want to play against when it comes to he's going to be guarding me, he's going to be switching off, he's going to be guarding somebody else. Nobody wants to play Marcus Smart in that regard. So when you say gritty point guard, I'll go with Marcus Smart.
Okay, I'm actually going with both 08 guys. I'm on Team House to start here, but let's see if we get, again, like a little bit of movement. Maybe we can acknowledge this year's team here when we talk about interior defense. All right, now this one might look a little ridiculous on the surface, but we're not talking about leadership. We're not talking about scoring. We're talking about defense at the rim, in the paint. Eddie House. I think I know what you're going to say, but is there an argument for the other guy?
Wait, one guy was an MVP. And this, again, because what you guys are doing is making me put our team up against, like, where I'm hating on, because I'm not. I think everything that this team is doing is fantastic and great. But Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, give me KG all day, every day.
I think Robert Williams is fantastic, but I'm not picking him or anyone else over Kevin Garnett in 2000.
Hello.
It's KG all the way.
I think people underrate maybe or don't remember. Obviously, you do, Eddie Hardy. It sounds like you do as well. But just everything that Kevin Garnett did for that defense. He was that defense. It felt like between the communication, everything he did as an individual, yes, but there was so much other stuff going on that he played a role in. So I'm going KG there as well. So it's a sweep for me. It's a sweep for Eddie. Hardy was a little bit on the fence with Tatum. Let's get to this next one because I think Hardy, my understanding is he's a huge Peyton Pritchard fan, Eddie House. So when we talk about the best shooter off the bench, Peyton Pritchard or Eddie House, 22 Pritchard or 08 House, I feel like I know where Hardy's going to go. I'm going to actually start with Hardy here because, again, just a massive, massive Pritchard fan.
Wait a second. Shooter off the bench?
Yes.
Eddie House. I love Peyton Pritchard. I love the defense he played the other night. I think it was at the end of the Denver game when he was out there and the game was well in hand, but he's out there playing like it was the first quarter or it was the last seconds in a tie game. I love that aspect of it. But shooter, Eddie House.
I'm going to say Eddie House as well. I'm going to say Eddie House. Eddie House.
I appreciate you guys giving me that.
State your case.
I appreciate you. I don't have to state it. You guys stated it for me. Thank you. But listen, he's done a fantastic job, and I think the most important thing, to get it off of me for a second, and I want to really just give all the kudos and all the love to Peyton Pritchard for what he's done this year. You know, Dennis Schroeder coming in, taking his minutes. He's not having a real opportunity to even compete for those minutes. Those minutes were taken away from him after playing a good rookie season. He's a Pac-12 guy, coached by Dana Altman. Right? Really a great coach, a seasoned guy who's played 4 years in college basketball, a true professional by not the mental aspect of it is the thing that I'm talking about because it's easy to go the other way and he never let go of the rope. He stayed working. So I don't want to get into like, I know what I am, but for him, to me, let's give all props and praises to him for staying ready, being ready, and now when he don't have to get ready because his number has been called and he's been answering that bell.
All right, last one here. Better coach, Ime Udoka or Doc Rivers? Hardy, I'm going to start with you. I love what Ime Udoka is doing. I think he has a real case as the coach of the year this year. But you look at what he's doing versus what Doc Rivers had to do, especially in 08, where all those big personalities are meshing together. You're bringing in veterans. I know those guys help too, but there was a lot of outside stuff that Doc Rivers, I'm sure, had to do that year. But Hardy, who are you picking if given the choice?
Doc Rivers is great. Everything he had to do that year. Tell Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett,
managing
Ray
personalities,
Allen, Eddie House,
making sure the locker room, Ubuntu.
Tell him what time. Tell him what time to be there. Come on. You got Eddie, be honest. You guys didn't need any coaching. I'll give it to Ime Udoka. You guys were too good. You barely needed a coach that year.
No, I'm going to tell you what was important about what Doc did is that Ubuntu speech that he gave us before we went over to Rome. And he had a guy come in and talk about what Ubuntu meant and what it really meant. And what it, if you really break it down, how it reflected and could be tied into every single person on the team. I think for that, and he won a championship. Think about the streak that we went on. Not only the start of the season, but we started the next year playing extremely well. Even when we lost Kevin, we still was able to get there, man. I can't go against my guys. I think Ime has done a fantastic job, especially at the beginning of the year where things were going the other way. Team wasn't healthy, guys in and out of protocol. And then on top of that, just not understanding what role guys were supposed to have. I think that he's done a great job to still manage that and have them in a position where they are right now. So I love everything that he's doing, but I cannot go. Hold up.
He's got the banner right there. I mean, we should have known before we got into this segment what we're going to be talking about.
With me.
Eddie, I want to ask you very quickly, because we saw the numbers off the top that, according to some, the Celtics are the most likely team to actually win the finals this year, depending on what numbers you're looking at. How realistic is that the Celtics come away from this season with the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
I think it's anybody right now. I think it's 5 teams that could come out of the East. Okay, you're going to have to go through Phoenix or Golden State, depending on which one of them beat up each other in the East in the Western Conference Finals. From that point, Phoenix is going to be a tough team to beat. They've been there. They felt a little bit of success, and then they got it yanked out of them, and so they've been right there. This is a team that, in the Boston Celtics, I'm talking about, is a team that has the makeup. The defense, the offense, they have the closer. They have everything that you're looking for a team to win a championship. They just have to go out there and do it. Stay healthy, and then it's game-to-game adjustments. And this is really when it's going to come down to coaching. It's going to come down to coaching and come down to players who are diving in to exactly what's happening game in and game out. Quarter to quarter, half to half, game-to-game adjustments.
Eddie House, thank you so much for being with us. Even though you went straight sweep with the 08 squad, we get it. It was still a phenomenal conversation. Thank you for being with us. The Celtics, they're off.
All day, every day.